Basically, my attitude nowadays is come to work, clock in, mind my business, and go the hell home. Do what I gotta do and not do, more than what is expected of me to do. Do just enough to call a good job well done. But I'm not expected nor am I obligated to connect with everybody on the damn job at the workplace. I used to do that, and I had a job where I was more social and I did connect more with my fellow coworkers. But this job that I have now, far from that, the complete opposite. And I can care less at this point. I'm very cordial with people. I keep it that way. I'm very cordial with people in real life. I'm not the type of person to get close to everybody that I meet for the first time. That's just how I move. And I prefer it that way because I'd rather protect my peace. And at the end of the day, man, regardless of if it makes me sometimes feel lonely to not have a lot of friends or any friends at all, I know that my peace comes first. It's priority. And I have done the most growth. I have done more for myself than anyone has ever done for me. Because when it comes down to me, I have always looked out for me. And when I did have friends, when I did have associates in my life, I did my best to look out for them. I did my best to reach out to them and give a helping hand. But I'm learning as the days go on, you have to help yourself. You have to do for you what no one is going to do for you. You are the only person that you see whenever you wake up, you go to the bathroom, look in the mirror, you see yourself. You don't see nobody else. And when you came in this world alone, it's the same way it's going to be when you die. You're going to be alone. And if I can just be honest, it's like with this whole male loneliness epidemic, a lot of you dudes been failed. A lot of y'all have had people in your life that have failed you. You've had fathers that failed you. You've had parents that failed you, friendships, so-called mentors, churches, communities that failed you. They didn't give you the support. They didn't give you the encouragement to uplift you, to keep you pressing forward. And I know how all this is, because I've experienced all of this. I've had my bloodline family reject me, abandon me since birth. My immediate family, the only person I'm really close with in my immediate family is my mom. That's it. Anyone else, I don't really have a relationship with them like that. And it is what it is. Loneliness is something that builds over time when you feel that people around you, they have betrayed you or failed you in some type of way. Or years and years of disappointment. Years of betrayal, lack of trust. People breaking your trust. People just proving to be complete backstabbers. Proving to you that they can't be trusted. Proving to you that they're only looking out for themselves. And whenever they want to butter you up, right, kiss your tail, they just want something from you. And I learned that a lot of times people will pretend to be your friend just so they can gain more access into your life, so they can know more about you, and so that they can take from you. You always have to discern people's motives whenever they're trying to be too kind, too polite. I grew up, man, with around a lot of assholes, if I can just be frank. Mean people, mean-spirited people. And people that were older than me, that were supposed to be like role models, they were just nasty as hell. Bad attitudes, bad influence. And I never had a role model to look at as somebody that I can model my life, somebody that I can learn from, somebody that I can, take lessons from. And most of the older men in my life, they turned out to just be scum of the earth. They turned out to be trash, man. I'm just keeping it a buck in this video. Like, we got to get to the root of why male loneliness exists. It's because of the people around you, for the most part, they have failed you. They let you down, disappointed you in some way. And this is like a buildup of years of disappointment, years of betrayal, years of mistrust, years of misunderstanding, or people misunderstanding you, always being misunderstood by your family, your friends, people that you grew up with. You never had true friendship, never experienced true community. And I know what that's like. I've been around a lot of fake people in my life. And I think for me, I'd rather be alone and build myself up in silence than to be around fake people 24/7, to be around phonies, to be around people that pretend to be your friend, that pretend to be a brother or whatever. They're not really that. Because over time, they're looking to gain something from you or take from you, whatever. Like, everybody's true motives will be exposed. That's what I learned through life. And families the same way. Families is all about what they can get out of you. Never about you, how you doing, checking up on you to see how things are going on in your life, to see if you good, to give you encouragement, an uplifting word. A lot of selfishness, man, in family and friends. So, like, I think that's the reason why male loneliness is so high right now. It's an epidemic to begin with, because of reasons like this. Everything that I'm talking about has contributed to male loneliness. And a lot of this stuff I have experienced, a lot of the stuff I went through. And I'm not going to sit here and say that I'm lonely. I do feel that way sometimes. I'll be lying by saying if I didn't feel that way. A lot of the times I'm yearning for true, genuine connection. And that hasn't really happened yet. But I know that when I was younger and being around a lot of the negative influences, I wasn't growing at all, and I wasn't becoming my best self. I wasn't becoming much of anything. I was just trying to be part of the crowd, of trying to be part of the get along, try to fit in, etc., all that stuff. But it showed me that it's not worth your time or energy to, be a square peg and you're trying to fit into a round hole. It just doesn't fit. It's not a match. You're not compatible with certain people, certain personalities. If you're more of a grounded individual, you're more of a calm, cool, collected type of person, you're not going to get along well with people that are erratic. You're not going to get along with people that are more out there, more emotional, that where they're always wearing their emotions on their sleeve, and people that are always hyper. They're always out there. They don't know when to come back down to a grounded level. They're always looking to get in trouble. Trouble seems to find them. And or most of the time they go in and look for trouble. And you don't look for trouble. You do your best to avoid trouble, and you do your best to avoid conflict, because you may not like the person you become when conflict does come to you and when trouble does find you. I may not even like the person that I become if conflict is coming to my way. If trouble finds me, I may react in a way that might not be good. I might blow up at a person for trying me, for pushing my buttons, and I may snap. But I'm not trying to get out of character like that. I've had a situation like that earlier today at a supermarket. I was just minding my business, shopping for a customer, doing gig work, and just trying to make this money. I was shopping for bulky items, and I was just, this random customer was cussing at me. I was in my car, so I couldn't hear him, what he was saying, but I knew he was cussing under his tongue. He was like, going like this. Like, he was going like that. I could, audibly hear him say something, but I couldn't hear exactly what he was saying. He was pacing around my car, right? And I was like, what is this guy doing? Like, what is he trying to do? And I'm thinking to myself, like, okay, the way he's looking at me, right, the way he's kind of staring me down, it's indicating to me that he wants a beef, right? He wants trouble. And I wasn't having it. So I'm looking at him, and he looking at me, and he paced around my car, and I'm about to get out the car and give him a piece of my mind, because I don't appreciate that. You just pacing around my car like you finna do something, like you trying to intimidate me. It's not working. It's not working, sir. So you can keep on moving, go about your day, and get away from me before something happens. But all because I didn't put my cart away. I was parked further away from the little cart center where the carts are stacked. Mind you, everybody leaves their cart in the parking lot. It's no big deal, right? So he was mad at me because I didn't put my cart away. And I'm like, why is that even an issue? Now, mind you, I had cases of water, had litter. I was, this person had asked for cat food, a big bag of cat food, bulky items, Propel water, just a whole bunch of stuff. And I had to load this up into my vehicle, and all this stuff is very heavy. And mind you, it's windy as hell out, okay? Weather was really bad. So, this guy was parked like 2 spots away from me where I was parked. He was in a black pickup truck. So, evidently, he was watching me the whole time loading up my car. And, something told me to not. I was thinking about putting the cart back where it belongs, but something told me just leave it right here. Leave, dip off, right? I'm thinking to myself, why would this random guy be so mad because I'm not taking the cart back to where it belongs? Like, who just gets mad at somebody and the person doesn't even work there? You're not the cart man. Usually the cart man's like, hey, yo, Hand over the car. I got you. Because they stack in carts. That's their job. So they're going to ask you to, like, if they're around, you give them the cart and they stack it up. But no random person just going to be staring you down and, like, getting mad at you for not putting a cart back. It was very abnormal, very weird. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, if I were to put my cart back, there's a chance while I'm doing that, he will go into my car and take all the shit and dip off. He would take the water, take the Propel, whatever I had to shop for. He would take it for himself and dip. That's what I was thinking in my mind. That's what something was telling me. Don't put that cart back. So, I don't know. I found it very weird. But, like, man, people are just tripping today, man. People be bugging out. So you really can't trust people how they move sometimes, because you never know what they're capable of doing. But you don't just pace around somebody's car like that. You don't even know the person. You don't know me. You don't know what I can do. You don't know what I'm capable of doing. Like, don't test me like that. But I remained calm, like, not getting out of my car to confront this dude, because, he's a coward anyway. Like, he doesn't have the nerve to say what he wants to say to my face. He has to wait till I get into the car to start talking trash, and then pace around my car, then walks off. Okay? You go ahead and move on and, kick rocks. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, that was just a situation that happened earlier today with me. So it's like, sometimes, man, people are just not friendly at all. And that was just one example. So that's why, for me, I keep my distance. Keep my distance at work. I see a lot of people always clicked up, grouped up all the time. So it's like, I'm just not with the groups. I'm not with the cliques like that. I'm very much solo dolo. I roll solo. I'm very selective who I talk to, selective who I hang around with. And I don't like to be seen with too many people at once. And that's just me in general, But yeah, I feel like I should touch up on this male loneliness epidemic situation, and just give my reasons why it's such a huge problem right now. Why there's a lot of men lonely. And I think it's because a lot of people have failed young men growing up. From the time we were just boys, from the time we were just young men, we had a lot of people fail us, a lot of people disappoint us and let us down, leave us, abandon us, never really poured into us at all. So that's what I gotta say about that topic, man. Make sure y'all like the video for the algorithm, and more content to come. Thank y'all for watching. A salute.